So these are the paintings destined for the Fresh Art Fair with Stretford Gallery. I'm taking a little video because I'm not sure if that fair is going to happen, things are happening in the world. So I'm just going to take this little video just in case. As ever, the process and the narrative are closely entwined. I rework, and always have done, old paintings again and again. Surface is quite important. I strip back the canvas to the stains of what's been there before, and then I add and reprime certain areas. I like to change oil paint from washes to add the tube, to printing, to rubbing on and off, to dribbling, using the sludge at the bottom, as you can see in that sky, staining, lots and lots of staining, pouring. You can see my floor for that, get through a lot of solvent. And this sort of layering and revisiting mirrors the experience of my subject matter and my narrative, and that's the very local landscape to me and the things I see every day in a busy life, facilitating with children and teaching and things. These are the steps I run up once a week. And they're the things that you see when you live somewhere as beautiful in Cornwall. You sometimes stop noticing how beautiful they are, and then you remember, and then you see them again while you're thinking of what it is you need to do or where you're going or the chores. And you sort of get a composite memory of all these places. It's almost like dreamlike, where you remember one bit from one day, another bit from another day. And I rely purely on the process of working on many paintings at the same time. And I rely on the process to throw up exciting pivots and twists to where the painting's going to go. So I never have a plan of what something's going to look like exactly, and I orchestrate happy accidents. So I need the paint to do some of the work for me. Some of these paintings, like this one, the two big ones, are over 10 years old now, and they've been so many different incarnations. And I actually think on this one, I can show you, there is a painting, several paintings on the back. And they're just reworked, so I get the traces and the history of, you know, what happened behind that has informed what's happening now. And I sort of get lost in the paint, and then, for example, this sort of stripy field that was on the back of the other one suddenly reminded me of a farm near where we live, that the cauliflower fields seem to go straight into the sea when you're walking from a certain angle. It's not exactly true to this place, but I was working on this painting and I thought, that's exactly what I run past. Unashamedly, this particular one as well is partly influenced by, the many painters have the obsession with Richter and his CC paintings. Also, I do like grey, and it's true to the North Cornish coast that some days, especially these cloud days, everything is sort of vast and this pale grey, and it's wonderful because it makes you feel small and insignificant in a good way, because all your personal worries melt away in that. So these are stairs that I run downhill, and then these are the first part of an uphill. I've done versions of this painting before. It's satisfying also from a painter's point of view, because there's lots of repetition and accuracy and grunt work, I call it, laborious painting and masking, and then you get the fun pouring and staining on top. And I quite like those two differences of fun, splashing happy accidents next to 2 days of accuracy, and I quite like the combination of those two things. This one, you can sort of see there is a boat in there, and that's from a previous painting. There's a boat in a field, which if you live in Cornwall, there's quite often boats in fields or being done up in people's gardens. And this is it's quite velvety because this doesn't have any primer on it anymore. So when I put the paint on, it has a sort of, it sucks all the light, and it has a sort of felt-like feel next to the sky, which has been reprimed, so the paint sits on top. So, you know, surface and texture and how light bounces off different surfaces is what I'm quite interested in. So in nature, light behaves very differently on rocks as it does to sort of mud, to sky and water. They're very different surfaces. So I actually changed the surface of the paint on the painting to hopefully mirror that. I think that gives a little bit of a context to some of the paintings that you will hopefully see at Fresh Art Fair, if not in another way at some point. Thank you.